just wants to, like, Don is going to clip you. It doesn't matter if you know it's coming. He is going to clip you.
Now,
and I think this matchup is, again, one of those, like Min, can Don get in, or is actually going to be able to wall him out?
I think with how the set with Snow and May went, I'm feeling good about Don's oh, good lord. I'm feeling good about Don's chances to get a dub here because he was behind, and then he wasn't, then he's behind, and then he wasn't. So many times against Min. It's way easier to get in on someone like Zelda, because at least once you get past that Phantom, now it's time to party.
And also, she has way more end lag on her moves, so even though her hits are scary, once they come out, the commitment is there. However, Actuary is definitely one of the premier reps of this character anywhere. Don, though, is playing so good with the movement, and Actuary just teleporting, not back to ledge, and just unfortunate SD there to end that first stock, and Don setting up a convincing lead here in this first game.
Yeah, I mean, I think even with that, it's still like extremely like damaging overall to try and find ways to get past that. It's been kind of ridiculous, but I'm still, when it comes to Don and the Actuary, Don has such a good ability to just get in and crush you, but Actuary's ability to do a similar thing with Zelda kind of trips people up because it's not going to be keep away the whole time. We mentioned before in previous sets, the frame trap machine is a real problem, and that's going to be a kind of a nuisance for Mario to deal with over time.
Well, one of the things I also want to point out as well, and the cape on Phantom, so smart there. However, actually, we're still ready to punish it. I was going to say, Mario's ability to frame trap too, we don't see it as often because of how good his combo game is, but Don's really also made really good use of it. We see it there with the Nair into the down tilt, finding this whole conversion off it. The up B, not going to take the stock. Beautiful DI from Actuary to not panic in the face of how high that was and finds his way back to stage to boot. He's just playing this impeccably considering the circumstances.
Yeah, Don going back to stage, waiting for a potential roll. Of course, you have to watch out for that, and you have to watch out for Nair's up too. That was good on Don to kind of hover around that and see if he can get the Actuary to bite the bullet. That time, though, he gets caught, and he doesn't get caught by Din's Fire at the ledge. The air dodge coming through, but it was too low to get that falling bear. Does not matter, though, gets the fair anyways.
Yeah, finding Lightning Kick, you might say fair and bear. Well, are they the same? Well, back air is actually slightly stronger, while I believe fair is slightly faster. Up smash, though, again from Don, his favorite kill move so far of this tournament, and putting it to good use again there, just back to even last stock, finding his way out of the
purely
corner.
Because people have been really good today at somehow getting away from his fairs. He has some of the, I mean, he has some of the best ability to just get straight hit fairs, not even just lining it up into falling up air, that will drive people crazy around here. But we're on last stock, each falling up air a little bit too close to try and keep that going.
Don's also really good as well at conditioning jump in approaches, which is what allows him to get so many up smashes, get these up air combo starters and these down air combo starters so consistently.
Yep, and right now, get caught by the up air, and luckily for, up tilt, he didn't try to preemptively do a dodge, because that would have been a free up air from the Actuary. That's going to be a punish on shield, though. Up smash will not find its mark just yet. Actuary cannot afford to get hit by another one, essentially. And that one doesn't find the sweet spot. It wouldn't have killed, but it would have gave him a ledge trap.
Absolutely. And now the F smash not going to do it just yet. Last hit, last stock situation. No resources got left. The air dodge had come out, and he'd already burned his jump. And Actuary, even though he didn't find the strong hit of that down air, the weak hit's all it takes to find the Gimp, to find the stock and find the game. Really good stuff from him. But Don, you see Don, right, shaking his head. He's got it down, taking a little bit of a mental reset. But he also knows, okay, I almost had that one.
Yeah.
Like, it just happens sometimes that Zelda kind of hits you and you die.
That soft hit there is just like, it's a different spike form in of itself with the way that you're able to just kind of catch someone with the poor recovery and just let them fall. And we'll see as we get into the next game here, game number 2. Actually brought it back after getting kind of mauled at the beginning, but I feel like Don was doing well at ledge trapping, which is kind of hard to do against Actuary. He's really, really good at getting out of that.
Yeah, no, Actuary is so good at mixing up his ways off ledge and using Phantom to cover it, whether it's going to hit ledge or go onto stage. Very impressive stuff. Already, Don throwing out a little bit of a panic air dodge. Actuary calling him out. 81% unanswered. This is a ledge the way you want to start it off if you're Zelda, because now any of your raw hits are going to kill it. Just to read away the Jin's Fire coming in, taking that first stock. Very just convincing stuff from Actuary.
Yeah, that was perfect manipulation of Mario's disadvantage state. Force him to keep going low. That's going to be a free downer, but does not have enough hit stun at that low window to keep the damage on. Luckily, Don knowing that Well, Actuary, every time he takes a punish, he usually takes it in a position where he'll be fine afterwards, like taking that forward smash on the back air.
And the F smash coming in, Actuary found so much success with that earlier tonight, but now Don's ready for it. Actuary pulling the trigger twice, but to no success, charges it again, but Don just going to jump back to center stage, finding stage control, and just standing there waiting him to come in. And
gets the roll in with the F smash too, Actuary getting a little bit too F smash heavy. I know it's a button that he likes, but he doesn't go too crazy with it. That said, though, this whole game too has basically been I'm just going to keep doing it, and you keep giving me respect on it.
I mean, literally, like, it worked so much for him earlier in this tournament, and even in game 1, that I understand, but he's literally, like, every other button he's been pressing has basically been, it's like F-Smash, Naiver's Love, and Fandom, and that's all the buttons he's pressing.
I think a big part of that is he's trying to condition Don out of safely jumping in, which is what we kind of just saw there again, using that to back him off, send him back off stage, and if he could stop the short hop game of Nair and up air and make Don do what he's doing, make him wait, that plays right into Actuary's game plan as he's built up a pretty hefty lead.
And also, I love the way Actuary started to mix up these Phantom construction timings, so that, because they go a different distance, and he's basically also trying to condition Don out of getting comfortable using tape to reflect it back, something he started to lean on more as the set's gone.
Yeah, that fireball's not going to find its mark as he hovers down, but of course, Nehru's Love was already active. That down throw could lead to a spike read, but instead doesn't try to go for the dare, tries to read him preemptively DIing in, which is smart. Most people do not want to get caught in that spot.
Yeah, but Don leveling the level up, calling him out for that, DIing out and getting away, but his jump getting caught there and the air dodge, he has to up B early to get back, and now the air dodge coming back again, and you're just going to get caught by the Jin's fire.
Very important moment that happened there was that the Actuary switched it up to an F tilt instead of the F smash. Because we saw a whole bunch of F smashes coming up before, and you get preemptively reactive to that timing. You assume that he might go for it again as he tries to land, right? But instead, he goes for the F tilt, pushes him back off, takes away the jump, and he's already committed to that. So at that point, well, basically, you're just going to have to hold that L, and you're going to have to get dragged back down to the stage. But let's see what happens here in this next game. We got Don in the Actuary coming back to it. It is best of 5 still. But so far, after what we had a couple of pretty intense sets where they were going to later games, this one and the last one both being 3-0s, trying to find a way around it.
Mario, I think you might need glasses, buddy. That's not your princess. I don't know why you're wearing your wedding suit. But regardless, he's here on small battlefield looking for a bride. Unwilling Actuary trying to hold him off, but finding the up air combo starter into the Nair, just trying to find extensions. These aren't true, but he's just beating DI over and over and over again.
I'll try to find that forward air right there, but that air dodge is going to get him out. Of course, you hover as low as you can, try and stay away from any potential of a flood, try to push you off for going above the ledge. Don looking way better, though, and very similar to the Snow and May set, where he's trying to get through Min over and over again. Here on small battlefield, it's less room he's got to do to try and get in.
Yeah, and just very quickly, that actually using the Displaced Phantom to obscure what smash attack he was charging was really impressive. That being said, Don finding his way in, finding the stock, just like that, finding his first solid lead really so far in the event, but just like that, Actuary answering back with Jin's fire, and it's right back even.
Yeah, that time jumping into it, I think he was a little bit too scared of potentially getting hit by something down low, and so he felt comfortable with it up top, but Actuary's edge guarding in accuracy of edge guarding has been very high so far, so Don hasn't really had an answer to that just yet, and if you're Actuary, it's like, okay, well, this works for me. That just caught him before he could touch the ground. He's forced to have to recover once again from ledge, and look at all this damage is getting put on.
Yep, and one of the reasons that Actuary's been so efficient is just because, you know, quite frankly, Zelda's hitboxes are huge, and Mario, people are like, oh, his recovery, his disadvantage is decent because A, his buttons are really good, and he has a lot of ways to mix it up, but a lot of those ways to mix it up revolve around microspacing. When you have just big buttons that cover everything, he can't do that, and he just gets caught out over and over like with that up air.
It's similar to that of trying to fight a sword fighter in its own way. Even with the fact that Zelda isn't necessarily a sword fighter, you have so much to get through it, and Mario hates having to approach all of that, and that's why we're looking at Don once again in a game where he's behind. Actuary has him at 110. He has him Actuary at 110. He can find the knockout right now, but Actuary's always been the one to close it out. Finally gets the parry and the up smash there, but can he get it to a game 4 is the question.
Yeah, Don was playing so hot up until this point too, and the fact that Actuary has really just so far been able to stop him in his tracks, well, you know, spirit tracks, if you will, coming out, finding this situation, the grab into Phantom. That's a confirm that you don't see him go for a lot, but it is true for Zelda, and just finding this situation again.
Actually, and
Don hasn't been able to get
he
out
guessed correctly so many times. He forced out to recover high, but he takes that hit, and that's a guaranteed knockout right there as Actuary takes it 3-0 here over Don, taking basically just constantly forcing him to burn all of his resources, all of his jumps. Every time he would go high was covered. Every time he went low, went down there after it, or got the Phantom up quick enough. And